What's up? This is Zachary Ezrin from Imperial Triumphant, and I'm going to show you three of my favorite jazz chords that we in Imperial like to use in a non-traditional jazz way. First up is the minor 7 flat 5 or half diminished chord. Just for reference, I'm playing this gorgeous Gibson Les Paul standard strung up in E standard, and I'll give you an example of that chord right now. And traditionally, that chord is used as the 2 in a 2-5-1 chord progression, but we sort of just use it as like you would in a power chord. So I'll give you an example of that in our song Tower of Glory, City of Shame. So there you can hear it's just got a lot more texture and grittiness to it than your typical root fifth power chord sort of situation. The second jazz chord that we love to use is the minor 9 chord. I love this chord so much. It really gives a kind of Bernard Herrmann-esque, Bill Evans sort of noir quality to your typical minor chord. So here, for example, here's an F sharp minor. And then if you add the 9 to that, you get, and I just really like that quality, and we like to use that a lot, sort of I use that a lot using kind of building melodies on top of the chord progression. So in our song Mercurius Gilded, you can hear that. So you can hear there's a bit of a melody dancing on top of these minor chords that are shifting up and down the fingerboard, and that works really well for us. The third jazz chord I'd like to talk about is the minor major 7, probably the most noir, most dystopian, to me at least, sounding chord, and that sounds like this. Basically, you have just a regular minor chord, and instead of having like the root there, you have a sharp 7, which gives it together minor major 7. Really gnarly, and we like to use that all over the place, but it really comes in handy when you want to play a minor chord but give it a little more spice and just a little more darkness, if you will. So in the tune Transmission of Mercury, we use it coming out of a dominant A7. So from here, your ear wants to hear, but instead I'm going to give you, which just sounds like a little less resolved. So I'll show it to you now. So those are just three of the many types of jazz chords that we like to use in Imperial, but I encourage everyone to dive into these sort of chords and see how they sound to you and figure out ways to put them into metal that keep it still heavy and dark, and keep experimenting. Thanks for checking it out.